And now, something completely different. I think it's a very good sign to start a video with a Monty Python quote. And it might be the main question why I cover in an astrophotography channel chess. Now there's two good reasons for that. First of all, based on a survey, 50% of my viewers play more or less regularly chess. And for the other 50%, I have number two, clouds. Since month, we have clouds. There's just no way of shooting new photos. So please don't reprocess your pictures a seventh time. There are much more interesting things to do with your time. May I make a suggestion? Chess. Hey, this is View into Space. I'm Sascha from Switzerland, so grüezi miteinander, and thanks for watching my channel. And just to reiterate that, if you still do not believe it, the topic of this video is chess. Chess was actually invented in the year 600 in India, and at around 840, the first chess manual was created in Arabic. But it took until the 19th century until we started to do tournaments, so to transform chess from a game into a sport. Chess has two very unique features. First of all, there is no luck. There's no dice, no cards. Everything you do, it's your responsibility, it's your doing or undoing. And the second thing is that chess is not just a mere game, it's not just a brain exercise. There's beauty involved. There is some sensory excitement involved, touching these beautiful chess pieces. And that is why chess was always played on beautiful boards with beautiful hand-carved chess pieces. That is until computers came into play. And suddenly it was cool to play over the internet to opponents far away. But the enjoyment of the beauty of the pieces, of touching them, of moving them, and also having a 3D impression of what's going on your board, that all was lost. In the meantime, there were some solutions offered, like this here, which actually offers AI, which offers connection to the internet, and you still have pieces and you can move them around. There is one problem with that. It's a plastic box and it's plastic pieces. And while that's nice to train or for a child to learn to play, it's still not the right stuff. And that's where Chessnut comes in. Chessnut offers with the Chessnut Pro, which is a tournament size board, and with the Chessnut Air Plus, which is a smaller version, real wooden chess boards with wooden hand-carved figures, which still have the computer component, so that you can play over chess.com, for example, computer chess. So it's the perfect combination out of beauty and technology. At this moment, I would also like to disclose that this video is sponsored. But how it worked is that I approached Chessnut and not the other way around. I've seen the Chessnut Pro, I think, on a Facebook advert. I watched a few videos and I was convinced that this is exactly what I was looking for. And I approached Chessnut and they were so kind to actually send me this board. That said, I have full editorial rights. I will tell you what I think now spontaneously when we actually do now the unboxing together. Okay, and that's how the box looks like. You have already seen it before standing beside me. So let's now open the box. Okay, so we have in here a manual. I think the time for real manuals is over anyway, and there's a short introduction how it works. You can get the app with it, some tutorials, so all you need. Then we have in here a cable to charge it. It's USB-C, so recent standard. These are just some bags to keep it dry, so we can leave that. And then we have the chess pieces. And now comes obviously the moment of truth, where we want to look at them. So they're, first of all, as you can see, they're quite big. So a good way to compare how big actually this queen is to compare it with a queen from this plastic set I showed you before. It is really nice made. It has a nice wooden structure. There's some brown felt below. Really nice. Let's look now at the king. It's nicely carved up here. Beautiful. But obviously the star of any chess set is always the knight. And while there are obviously still much more beautiful knights out there, it's very well done. It even has a little cut. The mouth, the mane is nicely done. Then we have the rook, also very precise. The bishop, very clean cut here. Really nice done. And last but not least, we also should look at a pawn. Also very nicely polished, very round, really flawless. And here we have now as an example the queen in white, also very nicely polished, looks really beautiful. So we will see the pieces again afterwards on the board. At the moment, let's remove the pieces and let's have a look at the board. So I take now this part out. We can move the two backs and this here away. And here comes the board. And here is now the board. Also absolutely beautiful done. You wouldn't recognize that it has any electronics in there. It's just a beautiful wooden board without any seams, any gaps, anything that gives away that any electronic should be in here. Except obviously when we look here. Okay, so that's how the board looks like when it's now set. I just realized that when I took it out of the package that it had no energy, so I just load it at the moment, but that doesn't prevent us from starting it. So I have to press the on button for a long time and it will start up. So now the first thing I have to do, I have to connect it to the Chessnut app, which I already downloaded. I allow here the Bluetooth and it's already connected. And that just, I've heard in some videos that it would be complicated, and fact is, it's really easy. This is my first time now, and it immediately connected. When I now say play a game against the computer, I say unlimited time for this exercise, I say start game. Okay. And now you also see that the LEDs appear. So they are below the wood. And so you only see them when you should see them. Now we obviously have to set the pieces. And now let's see what happens. I start with a pawn. Let's put it here. And it immediately recognizes it. Now the cool part is, I have here my queen. In other games, it simply recognizes if a piece is on the field or not. But in this case, it has a chip in here, below that. And so it also recognizes if it's the right one. So for example, if I put now my queen here, it immediately marks it as wrong. So you see it here too. It also says it's the wrong one. And only when I put it at the right place, now it says everything's fine. Okay, and you can see now that all the pieces are here. All the pieces are here, and it already starts with the first move. So what we do not have here is some additional help or some analysis, which is now the best move or so. The only thing we have is, it tells me to put the pawn from here to here. So now I can make my move. And so now my opponent does the move again, and now I can do it, and so on, and so on. So it works flawlessly. And besides this computer game, you can also do some studying And you can also do some online, so you can connect it to Lichess and to chess.com. And by the way, this set also comes with 2 additional queens for convenient pawn promotion. So my first impression about this set is really, I'm just amazed. It's really beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to play with it. What I told you at the very beginning of this video was simply my assumption based on what I read, what I have seen in YouTube. But now that I actually have it in front of me, that I was able to touch the board and also the individual pieces, I know that this is absolutely correct. It's the perfect combination of beauty and technology. And so it means playing chess the way it was intended to be played. About the price point, this board here with the standard pieces is $900. The board with the premium pieces is $1,000. And the Air Plus, which is the smaller version but also in wood, also with wooden pieces, is $400. If you use the code Sasha, you get a generous discount. So I know this was a little bit an unusual video, but I hope it was still interesting, and I think if you're still here, if you're still listening to me, then it must have been interesting. Very interested to hear your thoughts about this set in the comments below. And so, see you next time, and clear skies.